Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, let's think about this. Have you ever found yourself, endlessly searching for that perfect job, the one that promises ultimate fulfillment? Or maybe you've felt that quiet unease, that feeling you're just not passionate enough about your career?
Well,
What if the whole idea of a dream job is actually kind of a trap? What if it's paradoxically setting us up for burnout, not satisfaction? Today, we're doing a deep dive into some really compelling sources that challenge this big cultural myth, the dream job myth, our mission. It's really to unpack how this seemingly positive idea can actually lead to chronic exhaustion, to cynicism, even sometimes a sense of failure. We're going to trace where this idea came from, really get into what burnout is, and expose the links between the two.
yeah, and what's really fascinating looking at these sources is how this whole dream job thing evolved. It didn't just, pop up overnight. It started much broader, more collective, like the original American dream, equal opportunity, building a stable life, that kind of thing.
Right. Stability, not necessarily fireworks every day at the office.
Exactly. But then it sort of morphed, became really individualized, an obsession almost. And now, our sources call it the passion principle.
And passion principle. Okay, what's that about?
It's this idea that your work has to be self-expressive, deeply meaningful, above everything else. Like if your job isn't your ultimate calling, you're somehow doing life wrong. And that puts, immense pressure on you, doesn't it? To find meaning in every single task.
Immense pressure is right. And then there's the media's role in all this. The sources really hit on that. You think about films like The Pursuit of Happiness, it directly links happiness with landing that specific high-powered job.
Absolutely. Or just look at social media. That relentless hashtag hustle culture feed.
Yeah.
It's all curated perfection, right? Constant striving.
Yeah, and our sources say this creates a huge reality gap, a massive difference between the ideal we see online and, the actual day-to-day of most jobs. And that gap, it just sets you up for disappointment, doesn't it? When your reality doesn't match the Instagram post.
Exactly. So when that curated ideal clashes with the messy truth, what happens?
Well, that's where the burnout pipeline starts, according to our sources. They detail these psychological mechanisms. First, there's that expectation gap you mentioned. The disappointment when the fantasy job meets, mundane reality leads to frustration, disillusionment. Then there's identity fusion. This is where your job becomes totally tangled up with your self-worth. So any bump in your career path, any setback feels like a deep personal failure. The sources show how devastating that can be.
Right. And that often ties into the third mechanism, which is passion exploitation.
Exploitation. How so?
Well, the sources show how sometimes employers can, maybe subtly, maybe not, leverage your genuine enthusiasm. They push for longer hours, maybe lower pay, fewer boundaries.
Yeah.
Because you love what you do.
The passion tax.
Pretty much. It's this unspoken thing. If you're passionate, you'll just give more, often more than is healthy or fair. And it's insidious because it makes it hard to set boundaries. You feel like you're betraying your own passion if you push back.
Wow. Okay, so if the dream job is this, potentially burnout-inducing myth, what's the alternative? What do the sources suggest?
Right, that's the crucial question. They propose this really powerful idea, the good enough job.
Good enough. That sounds like settling.
Not really settling, no. It's more about redefining work, seeing it as one important piece of a satisfying life, but not the only piece, not the main source of your identity or self-worth. It's about finding a job that works for you, meets your needs, aligns with your values, but doesn't have to be your entire universe,
Okay, so it's less about work being your identity and more about it being part of your life. A significant part maybe, but just one part. Our sources talk about diversifying your identity portfolio, right? Finding meaning, community, growth outside of the office too.
Exactly. And that research from 80,000 Hours is interesting here. They looked at tons of studies on job satisfaction and the key things: interesting tasks, helping others, getting better at something, having supportive colleagues, and critically good work-life fit.
Yeah, notice what's not necessarily top of the list, just passion or just high pay. It's more holistic.
It really is. And embracing this good enough job idea, it can actually be kind of a radical act. It's pushing back against that relentless hustle culture, reclaiming your time, your life, valuing being human over just being productive. It's a rebalancing act.
So as we wrap this up, here's a thought to leave you with. There was this satirical newspaper headline once. It recommended, "Stand up from desk, leave office, and never return." Obviously a joke, but it hits a nerve, doesn't it? That deep yearning many feel. Maybe the first step towards a healthier career isn't always about leaning in harder. Maybe sometimes it's about knowing when to stand up, set those boundaries, and, well, define success for yourself. What stands out to you about redefining career success in a world still so obsessed with the dream job?